For the national anthem of Ireland.
It's the 2019 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships, live from the Langley Event Center here in Langley, British Columbia, Canada. Our final installment of the day here at the Fieldhouse. It's Ireland going up against Australia. My name is Jamie Dodd. Thank you so much for tuning in. The anthems have been sung. The teams have lined up. We're ready to get underway. At stake here tonight, a spot in the 9th place game coming up on Saturday. The winner here will advance to play Germany, who defeated Serbia earlier this afternoon. That one was a defensive game by and large, especially in the second half, but both of these teams, especially Australia, have put up some pretty gaudy scoring numbers so far in the tournament. We'll see if that continues against tougher competition. This should be a pretty evenly matched affair. And the referee is ready to start play. There we go. Ireland will get the first crack off the face-off. Sean Gibson takes over. Gives it to Coppinger. They switch places. Now they swing it to the far side. 11 seconds on the shot clock. First attempt at goal misses the mark. Australia can't recover. 5 seconds for Ireland to work with. That one looks like it got a player in the helmet and it goes well out of play. It was off an Australian player, however, so Ireland will get to have another crack at it here. Australia comes up with the ball, and they hustle down field. Now they'll slow the pace so they can get their attacking players out and in position. Matthew Taylor swings it to his teammate. Now they go to the far side. Tristan Ray with possession. Shot saved. The goaltender is number 33, Devlin Shanahan for Ireland, and he made a nice left pad save on his first attempt. Number 88, Marty Hyde, tried to sneak it behind the back of Shanahan, but he's unable to do so. Still no score, just over a minute played in the first quarter. Maloney gave it up to Kelly. His shot misses the mark, under 10 seconds on the shot clock. That one bounced up and out of play. So Australia takes over. Marty Hyde to Taylor. He's watched closely by his counterpart, number 44, Miller. Another shot, another save for Shanahan. 2 early saves under his belt for him, and you know goalkeepers in any sport love to get an early touch, get their rhythm, get comfortable in the game, and Shanahan's been able to do that in their early going for Ireland. Change of possession after an infraction against the Irish. Now Australia takes over, and it's actually going to be a penalty against Ireland. So the first opportunity on the power play goes to Australia, and of course, you know just how important converting on these power play opportunities is for a team to be successful at this tournament. Hyde swings it on the perimeter. Now back to Hyde, uses a screen from his man. Tried the low shot, tried to sneak it past the pads of Shanahan, but it takes a funky bounce. It goes all the way up off the roof of the field house here, so Ireland will take possession. Snyder evades one defender, now wards off another. Spins around, a little bit of help from his team to get loose. And Ireland doing a good job of milking clock here in this penalty kill. Ball hits the deck, scooped up by Australia. Still over a minute for them to work with in this power play. Matthew Taylor will get things set up on the near boards here. Hyde out to the top. Now back to Hyde, fakes the shot. And again, they'll swing it. Screen. Hard shot denied by Shanahan. Rebound chance picked up by Ratja. And he rang one off the crossbar, excuse me. Still tied at 0. But a couple of very, very strong chances for Australia so far on this power play. Hyde. Oh, and what a pretty play. Matthew Taylor takes the feed from his teammate and wastes no time whatsoever. The quick strike shot beats Shanahan before he has a chance to cover his net. And just like that, Australia takes the 1-0 lead. Matthew Taylor was the trigger man, but it was the ball movement before the shot that really set that one up nicely. Jesse Winnan with the pass to put Taylor in the dangerous position. Now they're in again, 2-on-1. Taylor has it again, stopped by Shanahan. A huge moment early in this game as Devlin Shanahan prevents Matthew Taylor from scoring twice in a matter of seconds. But Australia is coming in again. This one is off the mark. The Aussies all over the Irish in the early going. Taylor a little too aggressive there, commits the infraction, and Ireland will take the ball back. Kelly into the middle, now passes to his teammate on the far side. The defensive pressure from Australia keeping Ireland to the perimeter. That shot rings around the boards and out of play after the save from the Australian goaltender. Scooped up by Australia, but there was the delayed penalty coming against them. That's why Shanahan was sprinting towards the bench. So After Australia opened the scoring with the man advantage, Ireland has a chance to equalize now. They'll get their first power play of the evening. And it's Brian Gillis who will start in possession. Gets it back at the top. Playing catch with his teammates. And then picks his spot for the goal straight through the 5-hole of the Aussie goaltender, number 30, Jeremy Snyder. 12 seconds on the power play. That's all it takes for Ireland. And they have tied this game at 1. Brian Gillis, calm, cool, collected, in control for Australia there. And when the time came, no hesitation as he shoots it through the 5-hole of Snyder. Pressure from Ireland, and they get the turnover they were looking for. Campbell streaking in, and he scores! Sonny Campbell forces the turnover, takes it in all alone, and beats Snyder on the breakaway. And in a matter of seconds, Ireland have taken a 2-1 lead. Australia controls off the faceoff. Taylor, the goal scorer for Australia, controls on the near boards. He gives it to Hyde. Now Hyde back to the center, behind the back pass to Taylor, and another pretty goal here in the early going. Both teams have come to play, and they've come to entertain. That time the two-man game between Taylor and Hyde. The pick play from Taylor, the behind-the-back pass from Hyde, and another quick strike from Taylor ties this game at 2. That's 3 goals between the two teams in the last minute of play. Rough for the goalies, but a lot of fun to watch if you're a neutral observer. Australia's ball once again. Muxlow looking for a teammate. Goes across the field to Hyde, who just picked up the very picturesque assist on Taylor's second goal. Hyde, again, looking for an opening. It goes to Taylor. Taylor winds up. Excuse me, that was number 8, Sando, who let go from long range. Didn't hit the net, so doesn't get the shot clock reset, and that's a successful defensive stop from Ireland. Ben Snyder to Gillis. Now it goes to Kelly. He'll take a run at this one and let it fly. Couldn't hit the target, though. It's up off the end boards and out of play. Possession to Australia. Big run up that time from Kelly. No one picked him up, and they let him have a free shot at Snyder, and a bit fortunate there to avoid conceding a goal. Taylor now back to work. Winning. I'm not sure the Irish were expecting him to shoot from there, maybe anticipating that he would be more of a passer, but another quick goal by Australia. And the Irish captain, number 92, Ben Snyder, jogs over to offer Shanahan, the goalie, a word of encouragement. (3-2) Australia leads. We've played just over 7 minutes here in the first quarter. Taylor has it again for the Aussies. Spins away from one defender, loads up a shot, and it's another goal for Matthew Taylor. They're coming in bunches here from Australia. They trailed 2-1, about 90 seconds ago. Since then, they've added 3 in a hurry, 2 of them from the sniper, the specialist, Matthew Taylor. And all of a sudden, they're back in front with their largest lead of this young game, 4-2 over Ireland. Infraction whistled against Australia. It looked like they were primed to take control again off the faceoff, but Ireland will get a chance with the ball here. They need to stop the bleeding first and foremost. Gillis up top to Gibson. His shot is stopped by Snyder. Irish player recovers but takes a tumble to the turf in the process. Pass in front, out of the reach of Coppinger. Back comes Australia. They have numbers, but the Irish players hustle from the bench into the play to shut that down. No-look pass, and it is Hyde who connects on it, but a sensational feed from number 6, Caleb Hall, to find Marty Hyde lurking here at the near side. And the goals just don't stop coming for Australia. They've put up big numbers consistently in this tournament, and they're on pace to do so again here against Ireland. And that's going to bring the goaltending change. Devlin Shanahan reports to the bench. Jonathan McMillan jogs in to take his spot. And we'll see if he can fare any better against this potent Australian attack. Australian ball off the faceoff. Hall, oh goodness, it was another gorgeous chance there for Caleb Hall, who used the pick to get all alone in front of net, and an early tough test for Jonathan McMillan, but fortunately for Ireland, he was up to the challenge. Kelly watched closely, well away from the goal, high pressure by Australia, and a good physical defensive effort there by number 12, Ryan Gaspari. Doesn't matter though, because Kelly is able to just put his head down, work it towards goal, and convert. Well, not a great night to be a goalie so far, but the attacking players are certainly enjoying themselves, and we still have over 6 minutes to play in this quarter. Australia with the 5-3 lead. Hall brings it over the halfway line, then gives it up to Marty Hyde. Hyde and Taylor have been the offensive catalysts so far for Australia. Here's Taylor with it again. Stops, trying to feed his teammate in the middle, but it's deflected and it ends up in the possession of the Irish. Ten-second violation. The Irish not able to get it over half before 10 seconds had expired, so some great pressure there from Australia wins them the ball back. Couple of slashes there on the ball carrier. Now he hits the deck. Well played defensively by Ireland. They win the ball back. Myers brings it upfield, then jogs to the bench. Brendan Farrell. Eight seconds remaining. Ireland trying to find something. Instead, they turn it over. And Australia is quickly up the other way. No chance at a transition opportunity, so now they'll make their changes and look to get set up. Taylor spinning smartly away from a pair of Irish defenders. Oh, and a great spin move into the lane by Kieran Sandow, and he scores. A sensational individual effort by Kieran Sandow. He stopped on a dime, he evaded a pair of Irish defenders, and then he's able to beat Jonathan McMillan from straight away. Another very highlight reel worthy goal by the Australians. Sandow cleaning up his own rebound after the move to the middle. And Australia restoring its 3-goal lead.
Australia 6 goals, scored by Kieran Sando. Unassisted, Canada 10-29. Australia's 6 goals, scored by Sando. Canada 10-29.
12 seconds on the shot clock for Ireland. That shot misses the mark. It's going to rebound well back into the Australian half, so that's an over and back violation, and Australia will have a free go at it here. They'll be able to get set up just how they want in the offensive zone. Hyde takes control. Dodges his defender, and again he's able to get in tight. It was a good defensive recovery that time by Snyder, but the Irish playing with fire a little bit there. They've already allowed the Australians to have a few open, high-quality looks from in close, and that was almost another one until the smart defensive recovery by Ben Snyder. Off the crossbar, the attempt from Connor Kelly bounces into the corner. Fresh 30 seconds for Ireland. Farrell. Now they work it into the corner. Still looking for that opening. Pass out of the reach of Shanahan. And eventually it is number 10 Keith Nyberg who scoops up the loose ball for Australia. Aussies lead 6-3 here. It's been a very entertaining back and forth affair, and we've got the delayed penalty coming up against Ireland. That sends the Australian goalie to the bench, so until Ireland is able to take possession here, it will be 6-on-5 for the Aussies. And it won't last long because number 3, Pat Lean, intercepts the pass. That will send one of his teammates to the penalty box, and 2:41 remaining in the quarter. A good chance for Australia to keep the pressure on here and grow this lead a little bit. Australia takes over in the offensive end. Hyde, he has Taylor with him, but instead it goes to the middle. Now back to Hyde. Again, he uses the pick to get into the middle. He wanted to feed it to Taylor, but Ireland was alert to the danger, and they were able to break up the play. Snyder, he'll just go for a run around the net here, looking to kill a little bit of time in this Australian power play. Passes it all the way back out to Kelly near the halfway mark. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kelly double-teamed. Almost able to find Gibson, who is streaking towards the net, but now Gibson, oh my goodness, what a effort by Sean Gibson, the shorthanded goal as time was expiring on the shot clock. Gibson, diving from behind the net, is just able to squeeze it over the line. I think the Australian goalie might have thought the clock had gone, or thought that he could track it down before the clock went. In any event, it's just a little lax, pardon the pun, getting back into his net, and Gibson made him pay for it. Huge goal, shorthanded by the Irish. Australia back immediately the other way. That shot by Bell, swallowed up by McMillan. Thinks about the long outlet pass, but then just dumps it off short. Now Snyder goes long. Australia immediately able to recover. Under a minute to go in their power play, and so far it's been counterproductive. They've given up a goal rather than scored one. Taylor walking himself into position. His teammates join him now. Hyde gets it back. Goes to Ratja. He spins around, and a great save by McMillan, moving to his right after the pretty spin move from Ratja. .30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Australia still with the 5-on-4 advantage. Taylor has the defense scrambling. Great ball movement, and the shot in the end was not on target. It came from Winnan from a sharp angle, to be fair. Taylor A few grade A opportunities on that power play for Australia, but Jonathan McMillan up to the challenge, and he's able to shut the door. The penalty box doors open, and here comes number 7, Brendan Farrell for Ireland. So a very successful penalty kill for the Irish. They're actually able to score a goal of their own, and in the final 30 seconds of play here in the first quarter, a tight game developing. 6-4, Australia leads. Sharp, low shot stopped by McMillan. Only 8 seconds remaining for his team to work with. We'll see if they try to hustle it down the floor. They do with the stretch pass. Australia intercepts, and they will just let time expire. The long-range shot, McMillan, to be fair, had to be sharp to stop that one. But at the end of the first quarter, Australia leads 6-4. It's been an entertaining one, especially if you like offense. The second quarter coming up soon. Welcome back to the 2019 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. A up-tempo, high-scoring first quarter between Australia and Ireland is in the books. The second quarter just about to get going. My name is Jamie Dodd. Thank you so much for tuning in. Australia with the 6-4 advantage as we put 15 minutes back on the clock and get ready for the second frame. The goaltending switch that Ireland made early seems to have settled them down a little bit. Shanahan reporting to the bench. Jonathan McMillan taking his spot. McMillan has looked pretty sharp when he's been called upon, and no shortage of offensive opportunities generated by this dangerous Australian team. That pass for Taylor out of his reach. Ireland hustling down the floor. Great look and a great stop by Snyder. That was number 25, Coppinger, who had a pretty high quality scoring chance there, but Jeremy Snyder, the Australian goalie, equal to the task. Now Australia at work on offense. Winnan sends it across to Wood. He has it knocked away from him, and then he gets hammered into the boards. Last-ditch effort by Australia goes wide. Ireland has the possession here. As we await our first goal of the second quarter, Gillis to the far side. That pass hits the deck, but Ireland was able to scoop it up temporarily until the second effort on defense from Australia generates the turnover. Caleb Hall weaving in and out of the defense and eventually trying to relieve the pressure on his team, but then his teammate had his stick knocked out of his hands. Finally, it does come to Australia. Only 10 seconds left on the shot clock for them to work with. Now only 3 seconds left for them to work with. They've got to fire it. They missed the mark. And a couple of very solid defensive possessions by Ireland to open this second quarter. Now Ireland goes to work in the offensive end. It's Gillis again. Uses the screen from Shanahan, but then goes cross field to Shabo. Gillis. Bouncing shot, well stopped by Snyder. Gaspari long up to Gal. And Australia is very happy to take those half transition opportunities if they are available to them. That time, McMillan made the stop, but Australia able to recover possession and go to work in the offensive zone. There it is, the first goal of the second quarter. Number 4, Lucas Wood, who took the nice pass from Marty Hyde, got into the slot area and picked his corner over Jonathan McMillan's shoulder. 7-4 Australia leads as they open scoring in the second frame. Ireland takes over control. Brendan Sabo swarmed. And eventually Australia should be able to take control, but Sabo is able to hustle back and get it first. Only 6 seconds now on the shot clock for Ireland. They're going to have to hustle it up and just launch an effort, and Snyder able to comfortably save that one. Muxlow did well to swoop in and tidy up the rebound to make sure there weren't any funny bounces, catching Snyder by surprise. Winnan pushed off his line, comes out to Wood. His shot was blocked before it got to the goalie. Hall stays with it. Actually, that was Taylor. But he shoots it out of play, and Ireland takes over. So after that offensive flurry from both teams in the first quarter, it's been a little quieter here in the second quarter. Just the one goal from Australia, and we've hit 4 minutes of play here. Still plenty of time for both teams to turn it back on, but one thing that looks certain so far is Jeremy Snyder looks a lot more comfortable in the Australian goal so far here in the second quarter, but he did in the first quarter. He's made several just solid positional saves so far on Ireland shots. And there's another one from Snyder. He lunges out to control it. Didn't necessarily have to, because there was a couple of Australian teammates there, and in fact they ended up committing the infraction, and that gives Ireland the ball back in the offensive zone. That pass gets away from its intended target, Kelly. Transition opportunity for Australia, and they will convert it. It's Caleb Hall, the defender, but he's shown a willingness to really run and get involved in the attack. That time he takes the pass and goes 5-hole through the legs of McMillan. Australia enjoying an 8-4 advantage, still 10:20 to play in the second quarter. Turnover from Australia. That gives Zabo an opportunity to move in. He waits for his teammates. That pass out of the reach of Gibson. Now Gibson spins back along the boards, looking for an open teammate. And he's going to settle things down and try a different approach here with 8 seconds remaining. Delayed penalty coming up against Australia, so they get the 6th attacker on. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Bounces up and off the shoulder of Snyder. That brings the whistle and the Australian penalty to be assessed. No one has gone to report just yet. There we go now. Number 11, Nathan Bell, will trot over to take his seat in the sin bin. Farrell going to work on the power play. Gillis. Shot off the crossbar, then hit the back of Snyder's leg, and he was very fortunate that it didn't ricochet into the net. Instead, it went wide, and Australia is able to scoop it up and look to either kill some clock or maybe a scoring opportunity. We've already seen Ireland convert with a shorthanded goal in this game, and Australia not likely to be as aggressive given that they do have the 4-goal cushion right now. But this is Matthew Taylor with the ball, and his last second shot, no good. It's going to skip all the way down into the Irish attacking zone, and their player coming off the bench is able to scoop it up. And they get right back to work with the man advantage. Gillis playing catch on the perimeter of Coppinger. Now it bounces away from Coppinger. Gaspar chasing him. Kelly able to settle things down. That shot off the outside of the post. Another dangerous effort that just misses the Australian net. Gillis, he'll come in with a chance. That one is off the mark too. It's a shooting gallery in Australia's end right now, but Ireland unable to convert. Kelly to Shanahan. He'll load up. That one's deflected. Gillis had to track the deflection because it ended up bouncing towards his net anyways. Snyder had to track the deflection. He did so, but then his team turns it over in the corner. Finally, they are able to bring it out with control. Gaspar will just bowl through the Irish defender in order to gain the halfway line, and now he turns back and waits for his attacking players to join him. 2 seconds remaining in the penalty. A successful kill for Australia. Taylor sends it all the way to the other side of the field for Winnan. 6 seconds here on the shot clock for Australia. It's the shot from Winnan. It was a difficult one. Had a little bit of English on it there. And the Irish goalie, McMillan, had to be sharp to keep it out. Now it's Hyde with a free run at goal. No. Comes back to Winnan. He thinks about loading up. Fakes the shot a couple times. Gives it to Hyde down low. And the patience from Winnan. He faked the shot. He got the defenders nervous. Then he spotted Hyde all alone at the side of goal. And Hyde keeps his composure and beats the out of position McMillan. All Australia here in the second quarter. They take a 9-4 lead. And it's Australia's ball once again. They're threatening to really run away with this one here. We've played just over half of the second quarter, and they have yet to allow an Irish goal. That one deflected dangerously across the face of net. Ireland into the offensive end, looking for a way to solve this Australian defense and, more importantly, just to cut into this deficit as quickly as they can. Shot wide, corralled by Ireland, and then the follow-up shot was off the mark. So another successful defensive stop by Australia. They earned the shot clock violation from Ireland. Infraction after the fact. There was a penalty called on Australia, so another chance with the man advantage for Ireland. They were just unsuccessful on their most recent power play, but this might be the opportunity they need to turn the tides a little bit here. That was almost a great chance at a breakaway, and then a fantastic pass from Gaspari. Springs his man in all alone, but McMillan shuts the door on the breakaway. Ireland dodges a bullet, giving up the short-handed transition opportunity. Gillis. Gibson looking for the quick shot, but he whiffed on the pass. Now it comes back to Gillis. His shot goes wide again, clangs off the end boards. And Kelly is unable to keep it on this side of half, so that's an over and back violation. And Australia takes over on the penalty kill. Taylor absorbing the slashes from the Irish defender. Now he moves in, looking for a weakness to exploit. Uses the screen from Hyde. His shot ricochets off the scoreboard out of play. So with 1 minute remaining in the Australian penalty, the Irish will take over. Excuse me, that was deflected off the Irish, so Australia will have another 30 seconds to work with and a really good chance to shut down this Irish power play unit. Hyde spins into his defender, Now dances away, but he lost the ball in the process. So Ireland takes over. Stopped by Snyder. He hangs on to the rebound as well. And with that, only 23 seconds remaining. Australia can kill this penalty if they want, but instead, and understandably so, Taylor takes the shot from in close. So potentially one last opportunity here for Ireland. Instead, they get whistled for the penalty. So after 11 seconds of 4-on-4, we will go to almost a full Australian power play. Two great penalty kills from Australia, and they are soon to get a chance with the man advantage themselves. Could be a momentum swing for Australia if they're able to connect here. They'll bring the goalie to the bench here. And now they think twice, and he'll jog back towards his end. Play started. The Australians will just wait for their man to get out, and he is an attacker, so he can just join the play right away rather than having to run to his bench. Ray from the top to Hyde. No. Stays out. McMillan with control. Outlets to Farrell. Farrell doesn't have support with him, so it's Shabo, so he doesn't have support with him, and he backtracks into the corner. Now 13 seconds on the shot clock as Ireland tries to go to work killing off this penalty. Coppinger swarmed by 3 Australian defenders, and eventually they take the ball from him. Taylor will walk it in. Still 55 seconds for Australia to work with here on the power play. Ray. And a great save there by McMillan. He had to hold his breath for a second, I think, because he needed to squeeze the pads to stop the 5-hole attempt from winning, but he's able to do so, and he will send Ireland back on the offensive. Maloney. That pass bounces off the face mask of his teammate, and 15 seconds remaining. Final opportunity here for Australia to exploit this Irish penalty. Ray getting his teammates in position. Hyde back up top to Ray on the side. Penalty is over. Irish player back on the field. And the shot finds its mark from the side. Winnan was just stoned by McMillan on the 5-hole attempt a few seconds ago. That time, he's able to sneak it past the Irish goalie, and it wasn't on the power play, but it came while the Irish were still adjusting after the penalty. Jesse Winnan finds the goal, and Australia stretches their lead to 10-4. Stretch pass up the floor to number 27, Muxlow. He waits for his attacking players to join him. Great shot from in close by Taylor, but a better save by McMillan. Ireland needs to find a response here. Under 2 minutes until halftime. It was a close game in the first quarter, but Ireland not able to get on the score sheet here in the second frame, and Australia has really locked in on defense and made the most of their opportunities on the other end to build this six-goal cushion. Ratja Into Hyde. Stopped again by McMillan. You know, McMillan came on in relief for Devlin Shanahan, and he has been very effective. He's made a number of impressive saves. And now it's up for the Irish on the other end to do what they can to reward that effort from their goalie and get back in this game. Hard check in the back from Farrell. No penalty, but the infraction goes against Ireland, and Australia quickly in transition hustles up. Taylor couldn't handle that pass, or he might have had a good opportunity at goal. Winnan comes out to meet Campbell. And now it goes into the offensive zone. Gibson spinning away from a defender, tries the sharp angle shot on Snyder. No, but he gets the shot clock reset, so they have a fresh 30, or actually they've turned the shot clock off. Late penalty going to come in here against Australia. That was number 10, Keith Nyberg, who is battling with Gibson right in front of the net. So maybe not much time to do much of anything here for Ireland. Only 14.9 seconds left in the half, but even if they can't make it effective here, at least you know, hey, we're going to come out and we're going to start this comeback in the second half, starting on the power play. But we'll see if they can't get a quick strike goal here. It goes into Farrell. Now back up top to Gillis. They swing it on the perimeter. Gillis has it again. 6 seconds remaining. Farrell. No, stoned by Snyder, and that might just kill the time on the penalty here. It will, or at least on the half. A sensational defensive performance from Australia and efficiency on offense. They'll take a 10-4 lead at halftime over Ireland. Once again, you are watching the 2019 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships live from the Langley Event Center. Halftime is over. We're ready to get going in the second half between Australia and Ireland. It's the 2019 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships live from the Langley Event Center in Langley, British Columbia. My name is Jamie Dodd. Thanks for sticking with us. Australia bringing a 10-4 lead into the third quarter, but they do start shorthanded in this quarter for another 90 seconds at that. And really a tale of two frames in the first half. In the first quarter, Australia and Ireland both found a lot of success on offense. Score was 6-4 at the end of that quarter, but different story in the second quarter where really only Australia was able to get going. I mean, Ireland couldn't even muster a goal in that frame. Australia, meanwhile, able to convert 4 times, and that's where we stand as Ireland gets to work on the power play. Pass deflected. The Australian defender looking for a breakaway opportunity. And a near miss, and then finally it does go in. Snyder made the first save for Australia, but he couldn't control the loose ball. And Ireland is there to pounce, and they get what they needed, which was to convert on this early second half power play and try to get back in this game. 10-5 is the score. Pass out of reach for Taylor. Now he harasses the Irish players on the boards, but they're able to come up with it anyways. Australia comes up with it. Mullins into the offensive end. Now he'll report to the bench as Taylor takes control. Hyde. Pinned along the boards, loses possession. Now we'll scoop it back up. Behind the back to Wood. Wood couldn't control it. Turned his eyes to goal before he had confirmed possession of the ball, and that allows Ireland to steal it back. Farrell gives it up on the wing. Coppinger. Long shot, no. Scramble for it along the boards. Australia comes up with it. The call to press coming loud and clear from the Irish bench, but it's Hyde who's able to evade the pressure. His pass out of the reach of Wood, who plays it off the hop. 10 seconds remaining for Australia. All to the perimeter right now. Wood is able to get a shot on target, but it's picked up without much difficulty by Sonny Campbell on the rebound. And we're going to have a penalty called against Australia, so not the start they wanted with the lead here in the second half. They've already conceded one power play goal, and now they'll have to deal with a shorthanded situation again. Coppinger, and he scores just in 8 seconds. Coppinger from the perimeter. The dream start to the second half continues for Ireland. 2 goals in less than 3 minutes. They are right back in this game. They trail 10-6 against Australia. Scramble for the ball off the draw. Australia is able to recover. Taylor streaking into the middle. Gets crunched for his efforts. Ireland back the other way, looking to keep their foot on the gas. Kelly, his pass is off the mark. Now it's Gillis. He's pushed out to the perimeter. Kelly ends up getting a quality shot off from the slot. Saved by Snyder. Mullins gives it to Hyde. Again, intense pressure coming in from Ireland, but Hyde is able to evade it. Wood. Now to Winnan. Winnan fakes. Tries to dump it off. Hyde scoops up the loose ball. He steps in the restricted area, however, and Ireland gets the ball back. That was a behind the back bounce pass across the field, and successful at that from Ireland as Gillis unleashes one from the far side, scoops up his own rebound. Fresh 30 on the shot clock for Ireland to work with. Gibson to Gillis, uses the screen. Kelly fakes his man, now gives it back to Gillis, who unloads. Tried the bounce shot, it was up over the shoulder, missed the net, and because it didn't connect with an Australian player rather, that's a violation against Ireland, and Australia takes over in the offensive zone. Still trying to find their footing on offense after a very successful first half. They've yet to register a goal here in the second half in just over 5 minutes of play. Wood trying to change that. Dangerous shot, but it's just wide. McMillan stays with it and immediately gets it up to Snyder. Coppinger swings it. Now up to Kelly. Back to Coppinger. Kelly sets the screen. Coppinger works down low. And that's an illegal screen from Kelly. Australia takes over again. Hyde all alone, and he jams it home. Great pass from his teammate. Marty Hyde gets Australia on the board in the second half. And again, it was the vision and the playmaking ability of Australia that set that one up. Hyde just perfectly positioned on the edge of the restricted area. Did well to maintain his balance and didn't rush the shot either. Just found the spot, the weakness in McMillan's armor, and picked his spot. Hall takes the sharp cross check, goes down to his feet. That's going to draw the penalty. The Irish don't like it, but that was a very aggressive cross check that sent Hall stumbling to the turf, and it will be, I believe, number 56, Mike Shea, who has to serve the penalty. And it is Shea who's jogging to the box. What he had to say was that, hey, my stick got stripped from my hands there, but the cross check came in first, and it will be Shea in the box for Ireland. So after they just got the monkey off their back here in the second half, Australia goes to work again with a chance to restore their 6-goal advantage. Hyde again, that time stoned by McMillan, but they still have it, still bouncing around there. Can they convert? Taylor spins once, and a great stop by McMillan, who came out of his net aggressively to challenge Taylor. And he swallows up the shot. Gillis. Killing time on this power play for Australia. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gillis, his last-ditch effort, doesn't hit the mark. Australia takes over. 1 minute and 5 seconds left in their power play. Hyde to Ray. Now Hyde again, and oh my goodness, it's a goal line dive by the Irish player. McMillan made the initial save. It squeaked through his pad zone. It was trickling to the goal. Number 48, Connor Dockery, had to be sharp, and he laid out to keep it out of his net. Time ticking away on the penalty and on the shot clock as the Irish just accept the turnover, but in doing so, they've created a pretty decent transition opportunity for Australia, although Gal thinks better of taking the shot at the last moment. 5 seconds left in the penalty. Taylor surveying the defense. Now to Hyde, Irish player back in play. Winnin, hard shot, but he used the screen from Ratja to get free, and that sends the ball back into Irish hands. Kelly spins away from his check. Good shoulder save by Snyder on the attempt from Coppinger. Ireland retains the ball. Coppinger again. Bounces away from him and into the waiting arms of Snyder, who launches the nice long pass. Again, Australia looking for those quick strike opportunities, but if they don't develop, they're also content to take it back out and work for something better. Wood. Oh, and it's a beautiful passing play. He connects with Tristan Ray. Lucas Wood. He lobbed it up high for Ray. Ray reached up, got it, and immediately snapped it down past McMillan and into goal. Australia leads 12-6. Ireland gets the ball back. And in fact, not only that, but Australia is going to take a penalty here. The referee did not like how Cameron Semler behaved after that infraction came in. He's going to get the delay of game call because he didn't allow Ireland to immediately take over possession. So back to a 6-point cushion, but Ireland back on the man advantage with a chance to cut it down to 5 once again. Remember, it was 10-4 coming into this half. Teams have traded 2 goals apiece here in the third quarter so far. Hyde spinning away from pressure. Nice cross field pass. Ray doesn't force the shot, happy just to churn a little clock here. And that one, McMillan comes out to challenge the shot from Sando. Another save by Snyder. And Australia operates in transition. Now they slow the pace. Gal looking for a teammate. He finds Taylor. 50 seconds remaining in the penalty. Taylor guarded by 2, but he gets around them both. Great opportunity shorthanded for Matthew Taylor as he split the defense by the Irish. Found himself all alone in front of McMillan, but he couldn't hit the target. Gillis gets it back at the top for Ireland. Coppinger's shot is blocked. All the way back to Jonathan McMillan in the Irish goal. And time's a ticking on the penalty, only 5 seconds left. The shot clock was winding down too, so McMillan just had to launch it to Australia's end, but that will allow them to kill the final seconds of that penalty. So another successful kill for Australia. They retain their 12-6 advantage under 3.5 to play in the third quarter. Sandow. McMillan once again up to the task. Another Aussie forward threatening his goal from pretty close proximity, but he's been able to shut the door on a number of occasions in that situation. Coppinger can't handle that pass. That time it was intended for Gibson, and it's out of his reach as well. Australia back the other direction. Muxlow eases up. Taylor takes over near the halfway line. Now it goes in deep. It's Ray. Ray working with Ratja. Reinforcements on their way. Taylor shot and stopped by McMillan, and he very smartly just lies down to smother the ball as it was bouncing around between his pads. Well done by Jonathan McMillan to make absolutely sure that there was no rebound to be had by the Australians. Connor Kelly stopped by Snyder. The goalies really starting to find their footing in the third quarter here. Some impressive work on both ends from McMillan in the Irish net and Snyder at the other end. And as we wind down into the final 2 minutes of the third quarter, the clock starting to become a little bit of an issue already for Ireland. Of course, still plenty of time to make up a 6-goal deficit, but you're looking now at, hey, we got to equal our goal output from the first almost three quarters in the last quarter, and that's a lot easier said than done, especially when you're spending time in the penalty box, which they will do now. Andy Myers reports to do his time. Australia with another chance here late in the third quarter. They've looked excellent on the power play for most of this game. Can they make the Irish pay once again? Not on this trip down. 2-on-1 chance for Australia. For Ireland. Snyder stonewalls them though. Mike Shea. Letting the clock tick away, waiting for his teammates to come in support. Now the pass goes long to Seamus Shanahan. Behind the back shot attempt from Shanahan is off. Oh, and some sloppy play from Australia leads to a turnover for Ireland, and they have another great opportunity here just to milk some clock and keep killing this penalty. 25 seconds left in the quarter, 15 on the shot clock right now. Coppinger. The short-handed goal for Luke Coppinger late in the quarter. What a crucial marker for the Irish. Huge momentum swing as we are nearing the end of the third quarter. Coppinger handled the loose ball, and then from a sharp angle, Snyder might like to have that one back, but it doesn't matter because the lead is down to 5, and a little bit of hope for the Irish to hang on to as we approach the end of the third quarter. Now, can they capitalize on the final 5 seconds here? I'm not sure they realize how little time there is, or that might have gone right to the net. Gillis ends up getting a pretty decent shot on goal. Snyder turns that one away. But another entertaining quarter in the books. It is Australia leading Ireland 12-7. Fourth quarter is on tap. It's the 2019 World Lacrosse Indoor Championships. Welcome back to the 2019 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. Australia with the 12-7 lead as we begin the fourth quarter, trying to advance to play Germany in the 9th place game on Saturday. Germany, of course, earlier defeated Serbia to book their spot in this game. The loser of this one will, of course, play Serbia on Saturday. But still plenty of work left to do here for both teams. Australia, yes, fairly comfortable with the 5-goal lead, but Ireland has shown no signs of quitting on this one just yet. In fact, the short-handed goal from Luke Coppinger late in the third quarter gives them some life, and hey, that gives them a whole lot more life. It is number 13, Gibson, connecting. And goodness gracious, just like that, it's a 4-goal game and still plenty of time on the clock for Team Ireland. Violation committed by Australia, gives the ball back to Ireland. And they've got to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now. Still a lot of work to do, but they've already cut dramatically into the deficit. It was 6 in gameplay terms about 90 seconds ago. Chance in close again. They're going to draw the penalty. Everything going Ireland's way. That time it was Seamus Shanahan bulldogging his way to the front of the net, and he got checked up high. That will send Nathan Bell to the penalty box for Australia. And Ireland couldn't really ask for a better start to the final frame than this. They've already scored once, and now they get an early power play opportunity. And if they score here, it is truly on at the Langley Event Center. Farrell to Gillis. Coppinger down low, great opportunity, and that one will count. I thought that Gibson might have stepped into the restricted area, but he stayed out, and they didn't waste any time making the most of that power play. And just like that, this one has gotten considerably closer than Australia would have liked. Their lead is down to 3. It's 12-9. Ireland with the ball once again, riding this wave of energy. Their fans are into it, their bench is into it, and why not? And there's another one, can you believe it? And it's Sean Gibson again, and that time he beats Snyder from long range, sneaks it through the 5-hole, and Gibson got right up in Snyder's face after the fact to let him know about it. But goodness me, this was a 5-goal deficit coming in to the fourth quarter, and we haven't even played 2 minutes, and it's all the way down to a 2-goal cushion for Australia. They make the goaltending change to get Colin Jeffrey into net instead of Jeremy Snyder, and we'll see if he can stop the bleeding, but it's also got to be up to the Australian attacking players to try to regain some of the momentum for their side here. Altercation in front of net, in front of the Australian bench, and again the referee's arm shoots up. We'll see what the decision is here. It might just be a change of possession, but Australia might be in danger of going on the penalty kill once again. And that is exactly what's going to happen. The player from the Australian bench gets summoned. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call, so composure starting to become an issue for Australia. They've already allowed their lead to shrink to 2, and now Jesse Winnan takes the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and another beautiful opportunity for Ireland to keep their comeback on pace. That one deflects. Oh my goodness, I almost had to be ready for that one. It ricocheted off the front of the broadcast booth up here. Ireland maintains possession. Another save by Jeffrey. He's just into the game, but he's already made a couple of good saves. Now he tries the long outlet pass. It works. The shot is stopped by McMillan, though. Hall killing time on this penalty. Now he drops it off for Ratja. To Taylor, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Taylor looking for the return pass. He gets it. What a goal from Matthew Taylor on his backhand. Stopped, pivoted, unloaded. And he beats Jonathan McMillan, and a crucial goal for the confidence and the energy of the Australians. First to extend that lead back to 3, but also the short-handed marker take some life out of this Irish power play. A very, very big goal by Matthew Taylor for a number of reasons. And then a huge hit by Gerald Dunbar of the Irish, and he knows that he is headed straight to the box after that one. The only question here is that 2 minutes or is it 5? And we'll wait to see what they put up on the board, because that was a monster hit, and it will be the 5-minute major. So directly after the goal in response from Australia, Ireland takes what could be a back-breaking 5-minute penalty here. And now Australia can really put the pressure on if they can take full advantage of this major penalty. Taylor still with the ball. No, his first attempt is stopped. Rebounds. They can't control it. A violation behind the play by Ireland, though, will give Australia the ball right back. It is 4-on-4 for another 40 seconds. And then Australia will go to work on an extended power play. And actually, they're going to get a chance on the power play right now because it is another penalty going against Ireland. Now it's Mike Shea who has to make the jog over to the sin bin. So one player in the box for Australia, two in the box for Ireland. And how it breaks down is we'll have 32 seconds of 4-on-3 play in favor of Australia, and then we'll have about 90 seconds of 5-on-3 play. And then finally after that, depending on whether and how often Australia is able to score, they'll have, another 2.5 minutes left to kill in the 5-minute major. But Ireland starts on the right foot there. First penalty to Australia is over, so that means it is 5-on-3. Gillis trying to do what he can to milk the clock. Ended up getting a decent effort on net, but Jeffrey is up to the task. He gives it to Hall. Now Hall quickly up to Winnan. They've changed the score to 14-10. I believe it's 13-10. But in any event, Australia still with over a minute of 5-on-3 time to work with. Winnan thought about the shot, now goes down low. Cross field, and they connect. That is the goal Australia needed, again, just to steady their nerves and stretch their lead a little bit more. So that will end Shea's penalty. And it will still be 3 minutes and 15 seconds of 5-on-4 time for Australia to try to increase their advantage even more. It is 15-10 on the scoreboard here. And that is the deficit that Ireland has to work with. And to make matters worse, I mean, they only have 10 minutes left to close that deficit, which is tough math in the best of circumstances, but they still have 3 minutes of a penalty to kill. Another whistle. And it looks like Australia has taken themselves off of the power play, at least temporarily, as Jesse Winnan once again reports to the box. So maybe a missed opportunity there by Australia, because now we'll have a lengthy stretch of 4-on-4 play, 2 minutes exactly, in fact. And you wonder if that does favor the team trying to come from behind to just have a little bit more breathing room out there, a little more space to create on offense. Hyde still controlling. Now he dumps it down low. Great ball movement, but they can't finish it off in front of Jonathan McMillan. And Ireland decides to try to get the extra attacker out there. It is desperation times for Ireland. No delayed penalty here. They just wanted the extra attacker out there. Will Gow let fly. He's hustling to beat the goalie back, and he will beat the goalie back, and he deposits it with ease into the open net. So an aggressive strategy from Ireland there backfires as Gow is able to scoop up the loose ball and immediately makes a beeline towards the goal, outruns the goalie, and has one of the easier goals he will ever enjoy in his lacrosse career. 16-10, and you got the sense that was a bit of a desperation move from Ireland, and now their situation gets just that much more desperate. We'll see what else they have in store here. But Australia currently looking like the heavy favorites to advance, and just as a reminder, we're still playing 4-on-4 here for another 35 seconds. Ireland starts back on offense. Time is of the essence for the Irish if they are to have any hope of closing this deficit. Remember, it was a 2-goal game not all that long ago. But since then, Australia has put their foot down and taken control of this contest again. Backdoor pass for Gillis, stopped by Jeffrey. He has been very solid in relief since he's come into the Australian goal. 5-on-4 power play now as Winnan steps out of the box, and we're into the final minute of the major assessed against Ireland. Hyde thinks about it, then goes down low to Taylor. He bobbles the pass, but is able to control. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Winnan spins away from his defender. Ray is going to have to let fly. It was actually Taylor who let fly, couldn't hit the mark, so that should end the threat on the Australian power play as Ireland gets the ball back with only 20 seconds left in their penalty. Gillis saunters into the offensive zone. Now Ireland taking their time, and yeah, I know they're shorthanded, but there's also only 7 minutes left in this game, and you might expect a bit more of a sense of urgency from the Irish in that situation. They are finally back to even strength, and they're just trying to get their personnel sorted. Now they have the 5 men they want on the field, and now they will go to work on offense. Coppinger to Gillis. That pass was intercepted. It was intended for Gillis. Gal back the other way. 2-on-1 with Taylor. Taylor in all alone, and he beats Jonathan McMillan with a pretty finish from Matthew Taylor, and you might just be able to put this one in the win column for Australia. They'll take the commanding 7-goal lead with just 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. There we go. They finally added it up to 17 on the scoreboard. So 17-10 is Australia's advantage with 6.5 minutes remaining. And if you start to do the math, you will understand that Ireland is in a very dire predicament here. Winnan, hard shot, no, collected by Ratja, yes. Australia firmly in control now. They lead 18-10 with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left. So barring a miracle comeback or a disastrous collapse, Australia will advance to face Germany for the 9th place position in this tournament on Saturday, while Ireland will go on to face Serbia. 11th place will be at stake in that game. But we still have plenty of time to play here. Zabo's attempt stopped by Jeffrey. I'm not sure Jeffrey has allowed a goal since he entered the game in relief of Snyder. That might have been, it was an aggressive call in the fourth quarter to make that decision, but it's paid off handsomely for the Australian coaching staff. That one hit the post, remains in Irish possession, in Australian possession, excuse me. That one was also off the iron, but no one there to pounce on the rebound for Australia. They will probably look to play fairly conservatively from this point on, enjoying such a sizable lead late in the game. It really is just about nursing this one to sleep. There it is. Jeffrey concedes his first goal since entering the game. Luke Coppinger connects from long range. And Ireland doing everything they can to just keep the door open, just a crack or so. With 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining, 18-11 is Australia's advantage. Sandow bobbles it, then collects. Under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Winning. Over the head attempt from Taylor is off the mark. Shot clock violation, and we're going to have a timeout here taken. We're going to have another penalty assessed against the Irish. The fans don't like it. The Irish bench certainly doesn't like it. But Australia with a 2-minute power play here as they continue just to steer this one home. Aidan Miller from right here in Langley was the Irish player. Whistled for that infraction. Almost a turnover for Ireland, but it ended up as a shot attempt instead. They'll still end up getting the ball back. Long outlet pass connects with Shabo. Coppinger unable to handle the feed as he was streaking towards the net. Final 4 minutes of the game, still 1:13 left in this Aussie power play. Sharp angle shot from Taylor, denied by McMillan. That bounces high off the glass. Winnan fighting for control. Gets some help from his teammate. A little bit of extracurriculars behind the play, but the referees will allow play to continue as we are in the final minutes of this game. That's a flex up and over the boards, out of bounds. Snyder thinks it should stay with Ireland, but the referees disagree. And the Irish supporters are not happy with the referee's performance in this fourth quarter. They are vocally making themselves known here at the LEC. And the Aidan Miller, who's in the penalty box right now, he's also pretty vocal at the moment, smashing on the glass of the box a little bit, letting his frustrations out as his team looks to be headed to defeat here. Gillis spins into the lane, unable to get free. The penalty is over, so Miller is back on the field, and that was a hard shot launched by Farrell right into the back of the Australian defender. That one will sting, but full credit, he stayed with the play and earns possession for his team. Australia in no hurry whatsoever. 5 seconds on the shot clock. We'll see what they choose to do with these final possessions. And in this instance, they choose to do not much with it, just letting time expire from behind the net and giving the ball back to Ireland. Final 2 minutes of the game. Australia with the 17-11 advantage. They have changed the score. You'll remember earlier when I suggested that the score was incorrect, and now it seems that the scorekeepers agree with me. So 17-11 is the official score at the moment. And once again, Australia will move on to face Germany in their final game of this tournament, which will determine who finishes in 9th place. And again, that is a notable finishing spot because it means you're in the top half of the 20 teams that make up this tournament. So plenty to play for in that one between Australia and Germany. And of course, no matter what position you're playing in, you want to end your tournament on a win. So Ireland and Serbia will be hungry to avenge their respective losses today, and that should be an excellent battle as well, also coming up on Saturday. Last minute of play in the fourth quarter. Australia enjoying the sizable 17-11 advantage, and once again, they are content to basically idle with the ball. A legal screen called against Australia, so Ireland takes over with 47 seconds left. Gillis to Farrell. Coppinger. He's scored from this distance a couple of times tonight. Thought about it there. Instead gives it back to Farrell, who winds up right off of Jeffrey. And Jeffrey's arms are raised already in celebration, it looks like, because the shot clock is off. Australia doesn't need to do anything. They can just hold this ball. We'll see if Ireland will let them do that. Doesn't look like it right now. But the celebration has begun on the Australian bench. 5 seconds remaining. It is going to be an Australian victory. They almost added a late goal. The Irish goalie didn't like that one very much. But there is the final buzzer. Australia wins 17-11. Ireland sure made it interesting early in the fourth quarter, but the Irish retake control of the game thanks in large part to the play of the replacement goalie, Colin Jeffrey, who was very sharp in relief. Matthew Taylor, Marty Hyde, standouts on offense for Australia. They advance to face Germany on Saturday. My name is Jamie Dodd. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Langley Event Center. You've been watching the 2019 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships.